Jamie, do you want to start us off?
Will do. Eddie, how pleased are you for Miley to have got some individual recognition for all the hard work he's put in the last few weeks?
Yeah, delighted for him. I thought with Louis, I go back to the two most memorable moments for me in sort of his start of his Newcastle career. One was the assist against Chelsea, where he's had the composure to find Alex in a really big goal for us at the time, and then the assist in the Champions League for Joelinton in midweek, where again he's made another incredible decision. But today was sort of his moment, put in by Bruno's brilliant run, and did he have the composure in front of the Gallagate to score a massive goal in our season, and he did, and I'm delighted for him. We tried to manage his minutes today and give him a little rest, but didn't turn out that way.
But it was ground out, wasn't it? Ultimately, it was a reward for patience and hard work.
Yeah, I think it was always going to be, even with 11v10. Today was never going to be free-flowing, buccaneering, entertaining football, because so many different reasons. The injuries that we've got, what happened in midweek, the emotion we extended there, and then the big challenge for us was, were we able to recover mentally and lift ourselves to win a really tricky game. And I can't credit the players enough for how they've handled today. And added to that fact, we lost two massive players as well during the first half, so even more reason really to celebrate the players that were on the pitch today and how well they did.
Aaron and then Jordan. Aaron?
No, it wasn't difficult to leave him out because I'm trying to protect him and do right by him. It's not a reflection on his performances. He's been incredible. But he's 17 years old. He's played 90 minutes in a lot of games, and I'm very wary of the fact that we don't want to make a selfish decision with his physical performance. But as I said, it didn't work out like that. He was thrust back into action, but I think he showed that he was professionalism. He was mentally ready then to play, and he did really well. Yeah, he's a very, very popular member of the dressing room. Popular in terms of personality, but also as a player. The lads love him on the pitch. He's had a really difficult injury. It's not been clear cut for him. We're really hopeful he can stay fit now. He's back. He's a key part of our plans.
Jordan and then Luke and Chris.
Why was that win so important in your season? You mentioned Miley's goal in the opener. Why was that so important for the win?
Well, I just think, for obvious reasons, really, after midweek, that was a difficult experience for us. I wasn't really disappointed with the performance in midweek. It was more just the outcome and what had happened and how it happened was difficult for us. And the players are human beings; they're not robots. They feel all the emotion. They live in this city. You cannot get away from sort of the highs and lows that follow you. So they did incredibly well to hold their nerve today. As I said, it was a really tricky game for us. But hopefully that should give us the confidence now for the games we have coming up, because they don't get any easier or any smaller. They're all big games for us to keep our season going positively. Yeah, but obviously that is the negative. We don't think they're serious, but certainly to come off the pitch, they're short-term problems for us that we can't navigate easily at the moment. So we were thinking that possibly we're through the worst of our injury situation. Now it's sort of reared its head again in a negative way. So let's just see where we are tomorrow.
Luke and then Chris.
What do you like about Miley's character and temperament as a manager?
I think the way he's very on the pitch, he's emotionless, and I mean that in a biggest compliment I can. He's not. In a difficult moment, he's not beating himself up. He's not frustrated. He's just very calm. And in a positive moment, like scoring the goal today, he doesn't let that go to his head and negatively affect his performance. He just carries on doing the right thing most of the time, and that's a hallmark of a great player in my eyes.
With the injuries, is there any are you doing any sort of internal investigation into why you're picking them up or anything like that?
I don't think it takes much of an internal investigation. The problem we've had is because we've had injuries to start with. The early ones we picked up, it meant our squad has just not managed the games. It's been impossible to have had to pick the same players continually, and eventually those players, with the load that they're playing under, will break. And so I think we've just been a victim of circumstance. Don't get me wrong, there's been mistakes made, and there'll always be mistakes made. medically, because it's that kind of profession. You're not going to get every sort of assessment right. A lot of the time you're in the hands of the specialist. But yeah, the weight of games we've had, and it's still unrelenting for us, we just haven't recovered properly.
And what are your emotions like, and how are you feeling?
Ooh, I was going to swear there. No, I can't. No, I'm pleased. Obviously pleased with the result tonight. Frustrated with, of course, the injury situation, because again we're going into positions now probably where my hands are going to be tied on team selection. I'm going to be putting tired players back out on the pitch again. But it's their job, it's our job, and we will face it and attack it in the best way possible.
Thank you.
Chris Hoff.
Hi, just to clarify the things, were they both hamstring problems?
No, I think Fabi's is a glute problem. I don't think it's a hamstring, and Joey's, I think possibly might be a hamstring, yeah.
And in terms of, you mentioned the getting through that game, I mean, you talked about the injuries going off and the red card changing dynamic. Were you pleased with how your team managed to problem solve as well, given the pressure, and they found a way during the second half to get through it?
Yeah, I think that was a very difficult game. I mean, people will say 11v10 you should win, and of course you should. But we've all seen, and I've been involved in plenty of games where that doesn't happen both ways. And that was probably set up for us to fail today because of what happened midweek and the situation we're in. That's where the players deserve great credit. It wasn't a formality. We had to earn it. Made a few changes at half-time, tried to bring calmness to the players and just get their belief levels really high. And I thought our second half performance was very, very good.
And in terms of leading that second half performance, Bruno gave rise to the key role in the first goal, so at least for Danburn. How impressed with how he took control of that game?
Well, I think when you're in those moments, this game today was crying out for a big player to grab it by the scruff of the neck and win it for us. And the question for us is, who's it going to be? Who's going to have the ability to do that? I thought Bruno did, not just by making the first goal, but his general performance in that second half was of the highest level, and that's why he's such a big player for us.
Thanks, Chris. Dominic and then Ian. Dominic.
Big moment in the first half, the red card for Valdez. Just what were your thoughts on that?
Genuinely, I'm not ducking the decision. I haven't seen it again. I haven't had the beauty of a replay. I didn't really even see it at the time. I think my eyes were taken with the ball. Something didn't seem right with the challenge. It didn't look like a nice one. What I liked about today, from the referee's perspective, I don't know whether it's the right decision or wrong decision, but he's gone to check it, and he's given a yellow card initially, so he's sort of changed his opinion from viewing what he'd seen. I just hope that's his decision.
Just on the injury front, no Alexander Isak today. Just how's he doing?
Yeah, he's not doing too bad. He's been playing recently, still not 100% with a groin problem. And we just felt today was probably the right time to take him out. He's put himself on the pitch for us because Callum's not been fit and he's played a lot of minutes. But he's not 100% fit, and I want to try and get him 100% if physically possible. But with the further injuries we've had, I don't know if that'll be the case.
Yeah, two substitutions today in the first half, both on in less than ideal circumstances, but Emil Krafth and Miley really sort of stood up to the challenge.
Yeah, no, they did. We spoke about Louis, but I thought Emil Krafth did a great job as well. You know, we consider we're missing Kieran today, who's such an important player for us in so many different ways. Emil, I thought Emil was excellent today. He linked really well in the second half, especially with Louis and with Miggy. And it was great to see Miggy back on the score sheet too. So lots of positives today for us.
Okay, Ian and then Scott.
Heidi, were you aware, were the players aware that Louis with his name in the record books as Premier League's Newcastle's youngest scorer in the Premier League, and going forward, because he's got such a cool head, you see him becoming quite a regular scorer for the midfielder?
I wasn't aware of the record. Yeah, I think he's got goals in him. I don't necessarily think it's his most obvious asset. I think his technical delivery and his decision making on the ball, I think for someone so young, has been of an incredibly high level. But he gets in the box continually. He's a decent enough finisher, and I thought he took his goal really well today. So hopefully that's the first of many for him.
Okay, Scott.
Just one more on Lewis. I mean, how much can he, do you think, take or almost learn from the way that Sean's handled himself and his moving the team? It's probably a lazy comparison, but they're obviously both local lads, both kind of sporting families, both midfielders. I mean, is there a path there that he can follow?
Yeah, I don't think it's a lazy comparison. I think it's a very good one. I think Sean is doing really, really well now after a slightly difficult time for him. Sean's become such a pivotal player for us. What I love about him is he's Newcastle through and through. I've said this many times. He lives and breathes everything to do with Newcastle. He's still involved in the academy. He still goes back to watch games. He's never forgotten where he's come from and how he's got there. He's very thankful for everyone's support in his journey. And I think they're great characteristics for Louis to retain as well. I'm sure Louis will with the family that he has behind him.
And just in that last 10 minutes when you and Jason are standing there and they're singing Jason's Last Christmas, are you aware of that?
Got no idea what was happening.
You had no idea?
No idea. I've not heard that before. I don't even know if Jason had heard it before. I'm not aware. So I'd still like to find out what the meaning is, but I'm sure I will.
We're going to bring him out, Scott, but
He's still singing. He's still singing it in there. So.
Yeah, I bet.
And Kieran to finish.
Is there anything with Jason leaving the victory lap at the end? Is that just coincidence?
I wasn't aware that he was. No, I don't think so.
And the injuries, how desperate are you to get to the next stage in the cup, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. I mean, goes without saying how seriously we've taken it so far with the games. I mean, incredibly tough fixture list we've had in that competition. Very similar to the Champions League for us. And now we go to Chelsea, so they don't get any easier. But we'll go with the strongest squad team that we can. But I think that's a pretty obvious thing because there's no one who's fit and available that's not involved today. And yeah, we're trying to progress.
See you Monday morning.
Thank you. Thank you.